I love it when a new season of anime starts. You want to know one of the best parts about it? Watching Twitter freaks get up in arms over over-sexualization of female characters and fan service that's not even happening. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and that's right, Studio Trigger has made some individuals absolutely triggered, and they have now come under fire because they dared post a picture on X. What a sad world we live in when these anime tourists can't even tell what fan service is and isn't anymore, and what is just a regular picture of a female. Now, this is all, of course, about the anime Delicious in Dungeon, only one episode of which is dropped, by the way. A good episode, mind you. I watched the first episode. It's one of the anime I'm watching this season. But yeah, Studio Trigger, they're in a lot of trouble now, and obviously not really, because they're Japan, and they're based, and they don't care. But the internet wants you to think they're in trouble, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into this article. Before we do, hit that subscribe button, because, you know, channels like mine, we need to grow in 2024, and we need to make sure that you guys get all the news about what's going on in Japan and the anime scene. Obviously, not just Japan and the anime scene, but anything in nerd culture where we're being suppressed, or our voices aren't being heard, and when we're seeing the things that aren't allowed to be said. So hit that button, I would appreciate it, and by all means, let's get to this article. Delicious in Dungeon, pinup art attacked for sexualizing women. And, at the gate, does this look sexual to you? Just this look, it's an elfish looking girl laying down. She got clothes, and there's not even a whole lot of cleavage there. She looks modest. I mean, oh no, she's attractive. Is that what it's about? Do you individuals on Twitter just hate attractive women? I mean, I imagine that is the case. It's just a bunch of ugly people that don't like attractive characters and don't like attractive women in general. And to be fair, on X, on Twitter, a lot of attractive women are straight up thoughts, so I get it. You kind of a lose-lose either way. You got the uggos complaining about the hotties. The hotties have no personality, and the uggos are fat and don't deserve love. So yeah, it's really not fun to be a girl on the internet right now, or be someone that likes women on the internet right now. Official artwork from anime studio Trigger has upset some Twitter users who accuse it of sexualizing Delicious in Dungeon Meishi character Marsilia. Now, by the way, Delicious in Dungeon, I should clarify, because you know what, when you hear that people are complaining about over-sexualization and then Delicious is in the title, you're like, okay, where are they going? What's this show about? I will tell you what this show is about. It is about, you know, adventurers going through a dungeon, very Dungeons and Dragons style, you know, D&D, and, cooking. Yeah, it's a cooking show. It's like if Dungeons and Dragons met Martha Stewart. It's literally just about gathering ingredients from some fantasy world and making the best dishes you can with them. Like in the first episode, they make like a scorpion and mushroom stew using like a sentient mushroom monster, and it's just a comedy show. There's no real, at least again after one episode, deep thinking or heart to it. It's called Delicious in Dungeon because it's a cooking show. So there's not like they're looking at this one and be like, delicious, let's sexualize the 17-year-old anime girl. Like, no, nothing like that going on. Just for clarification, the artwork features Marcel laying on the dungeon floor, fully clothed. However, her hair is splayed out and she has a coy expression. Apparently, this is enough to warrant criticism from some Twitter users that the artwork inappropriately sexualizes the character. You can see it for yourself here. And, you know, we're going to real quick take a look at the full display of art. Bingo. That's it. I know it's kind of underwhelming. You start a video like this, you know, start a video talking about how, oh, a character was over-sexualized and the internet's losing their mind, and this is it. Yeah, I got nothing. So, you want to hear what some individuals are saying? Because it's pretty great. You can see some of the criticism from users below. I'm not ready for the dude bros to start perceiving her. Look, I don't know if this is a man or a woman stating this. I mean, I know it's a bitch stating this. You can obviously tell from the way it was, you know, poised here. But I don't know. Am I a dude bro? You know, I've got like okay-ish shoulders. You know, I like my more masculine things from time to time. I just think she's a cool character. I've seen her in one episode. I don't really know enough about her yet, other than she's the pickiest eater in the group. And to be fair, the balls on Studio Trigger to make the female character the only female character in the group so far, the pickiest eater in the group. That is absolutely fantastic. Like hats off to you, whoever wrote this. That was pretty brilliant. But yeah, not ready for dude bros to start perceiving her, because apparently guys who like anime are not allowed to have opinions on female characters. Again, even when they're fully clothed. So, killing any man who looks at her. Okay, well, damn, that escalated quickly. Yeah, so dudes, anyone watching this video, make sure you're using a VPN so this user cannot track your IP address and can't by proxy track you down where you live, because you're in danger of being murdered just for simply gazing upon this green-eyed wannabe goddess. Let's you leave her alone than an angry wolf. I guarantee you this person's a furry. I know it's all blurred out, and you know, I appreciate that, niche gamer. I'm glad you're protecting these individuals' identities, because, you know, it's not like any furry that you've ever met didn't just outright tell you, yeah, I'm a furry, deal with it, because they're... God, take all of triggers over sexualization of female characters and give it to Senshi. Where do you see an over-sexification here? Like, that's the part that's really confusing to me, is because... Don't get me wrong, we have seen that in anime. I'm not going to pretend that anime does not have over-sexualization of women. Now, does it have it to the, you know, problematic extent as female Twitter users claim, or really any Twitter users, the soy boys as well? No, not at all. I mean, yeah, right now you've got another show going on that is straight up degeneracy, called it's Magical Girl something or another. It's strikingly offensive to women. I'm gonna be 100% honest, and usually I'm in the camp of it's cartoons, it doesn't matter, but yeah, there's got to be a line somewhere. So when you got something like that going on, but this anime, this comedy anime about cooking, is the one that they're attacking, it is actually baffling to me. I don't know any sane individual who would take a look at this piece of art right here, this advertisement for a TV show, and think, that's inappropriate. It kind of reminds me of Calendar Gate from last week or a couple weeks ago, when all those conservatives got all up in arms that a bunch of other conservative women posed in regular outfits looking moderately attractive for a beer calendar ran by Republicans. Like, is this where we're at? Like, have women become such objects to individuals on both sides that you can't let them just, I don't know, exist? Like, it's something you hear all the time from feminists or from the left, like, oh, why can't you just let women be women? Oh, you think of women as objects, when in all reality, most of us are over here like, nah, get it, girl, you do you. Sometimes I'll like it, sometimes I won't, but, you know, that's what preference is all about. Whether they be fictional or not, whether it be with Calendar Gate and those conservative, you know, what was her name? Josie, the redheaded libertarian, you know, she was posing in, like, overalls, holding a pie, and there was other conservative women like, you need to find Christ, how could you do this? And then you've got weebs over here like, hey, look, Elf Girl is laying down an advertisement for an anime, and then you got SJWs on the internet like, I'll kill a man if he looks at her. Like, apparently the left and the right agree on far more than they realize, but in contrast, many anime fans were quick to point out that critics were mostly fandom tourists jumping on the next big thing, and were ironically sexualizing the artwork themselves. Now, for those of you who don't know what a tourist is, because I'm not an anime exclusive channel, I love anime personally, but I only cover it every, I don't know, 1 to 15 to 20 videos. A tourist is, and for any sort of fandom, people who just come in and pretend like they're a part of the group of fans when really they know nothing about it, and they will probably leave afterwards. They're there just for clout, to look, you know, more popular, or look like they've got some business being in the space, when they're not actual fans whatsoever. A reminder that anyone who calls this over-sexualized are the actual porn addicts in denial, because that is a major theme. Individuals that often call anime fans porn addicts, because we watch anime and sometimes there's fan service, like, oh no, the girl was running and it showed her panties, you know, for a sec, like the wind blew her skirt up. You know that there's like actual porn on like the hub and stuff, right? A lot of dudes who watch anime, they can just like go to the hub and get their fix. They're not watching, you know, like TV PG Crunchyroll or whatever to get their fix, and they're sitting there like cranking it. Like, that's not happening. So yeah, when you see individuals like this, they can just look at this woman, this fictional cartoon woman, and assume pornography. Like, yeah, the issue's probably with them, not with the actual anime fans. Saw people saying this is fan service from Trigger and complaining about it, like, she's just lying down, are you crazy? What's wrong with it? Nothing's wrong with it, but again, these individuals want to make you feel like you're the crazy one. It's the ultimate gaslighting in the anime community, is these sorts of individuals making you think like you're the crazy one just for again, finding this cool, finding this attractive, whatever. I feel a little bad for the people screaming about how this is sexualization. They've trained themselves to see fan service and everything so they can get mad about it. This isn't a healthy way to live. They become more porn addicted than the people they toss the insults at. And I like what this tweet says. You know, he says that they've trained themselves to see fan service and everything so they can get mad about it. That's how I feel about the anti-woke side of things a lot of the time. The side that I typically have been, a part of is like, oh man, you go into everything looking for wokeness. If you go into everything looking for wokeness, you're going to find it even when it's not there. And that is exactly what this person is correct about here. You've got the same problem on the other side. And that is when, fandom breaks down to this as a whole. Nothing is ever good enough, and everything is going to be political one way or another. You got anti-woke individuals who will look for anything to call it woke. Furiosa just daring to exist is apparently woke. This woman just laying down, this fictional elf woman just laying down is apparently over sexualization and fan service, when in all reality, in both instances, Furiosa might be a fine movie, might be a shit movie. This anime, so far, not over sexualized at all. Again, only one episode has aired, but I'm going to keep watching it. It's been one of my favorite shows that I've started so far this winter season. But yeah, it's got, maybe it'll be a good anime, maybe it'll be a crap anime. If nothing else, the first episode's anything to go off of. It'll at least be a fun anime. And then, I will say, Niche Gamer, they made the right call here. The Delicious in Dungeon anime premiered on January 4th, 2024. If you like Marcel, a fancy figure is available for order on Good Smile. And they give you a link to where you can order, like, look, that's pretty, pretty top tier. Just troll a little bit harder. Like, hey, for all of you guys that aren't freaks who think that this is sexualization, go buy this figure. It looks like a nice figure. I can dig it. I can appreciate it. I know this isn't the biggest breaking, most hard-hitting news. Oh no, X-users throw a fit about a fictional character, but, well, we all saw what happened when you put Miles Morales as Miles Morales in a hashtag and people lose their damn minds. I just wanted to kind of point out that this is still going on. The anime has been, it's been mainstream for years upon years now. Regardless of what anyone wants to tell you, anime is mainstream. It's been mainstream probably since like 2016 or whenever Netflix decided that they would start producing anime in-house. They would start having Netflix original anime and even calling things that aren't anime like Castlevania anime. So yeah, at this point, when you've got American companies trying to co-opt the anime style and make things like Avatar: The Last Airbender or make things like, Castlevania, anime has become ubiquitous and it is absolutely mainstream. When you walk into a Hot Topic and you can buy half the store as anime stuff, anime is mainstream. So now, of course, you're going to have these individuals on X who think they're fighting for some form of social justice by calling out when artists dare put advertisements that have their characters laying down. It's absurd. Can you really think of any other better way? But this is how you know that we are winning. This is how you know that the culture war is swinging in our favor. Because Japan is still doing this. Because I actually said on Saturday Night Hypnosis a couple nights ago that Japan's kowtowing. And in the gaming industry, this is true. Japan has absolutely been kowtowing in the gaming industry. It seems like in anime, things have more or less still stayed pretty steadfast because it's not near as out there for the world. Because compared to gaming, anime is still niche. While I said anime is mainstream, compared to gaming, it's niche. It's all about looking at things categorically. And so, yeah, I think that we don't have to worry about anime, at least thus far. We have to worry about anime changing. We don't have to worry about anime being censored by Japan. We just have to worry about, will these individuals who throw fits on Twitter ever make a big enough stink that we will start to see censorship from the anime creators, just like we do in the gaming space now? Because we've seen Capcom start to censor stuff. We've seen Square Enix start to censor stuff. I believe we've absolutely seen Konami do some censorship. Anime thus far is not near as well known for censoring, at least censoring the original versions and what we get. I really hope that stays the same. So always beat these individuals off with a stick and never actually beat these individuals off because, my God. But until next time, by all means, check out my previous catalog, because if this wasn't your bag, I'm sure I got some other sort of nerdy news available to you. For example, Spider-Man seems like it's actually going to be good again, and maybe Marvel has something worth reading. It would be the first time in a long time, but it could be there. So check that out. And also, I run nerdy news every day, usually multiple videos a day, trying for multiple videos a day, not just about anime, but movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon, and remember, it's all here in the nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.